I knew I had a special talent, but I didn't know what it was. I'm just a little kid wrestling, and my brother wrestled with me too, and we were just coming here and we would just work out hard, wrestle each other, and we were winning all the little tournaments growing up and stuff, but I never really knew how good I was. I'm from Tucson, Arizona, south side of Tucson, and a lot of people don't make it out.
Imagine drugs, imagine crime. It's not a great place to raise kids.
He could have gave up. He could have took a different path, but he stayed determined. He stayed focused, and he knew he wanted to wrestle, and he knew that was going to be his way out.
What's passion? What's pain?
He's got the work ethic of the hardest working guy in the room and the talent to match.
He just kept getting better, just kept working harder.
Roman finished his high school career 182-0, unblemished, 4-time state champion. They call him the greatest wrestler in Arizona history.
Someone came out of the car, pulled out a gun at me.
What it comes down to is passion, heart, and spirit. From coming from family, coming from nothing, and wanting to prove that, put Tucson on the map, put our family on the map, and make something better for us and our families.
Every day I just wake up and say, how did I get to where I'm at?
Can't face me, I'm a legend when I'm locked in. What's passion? What's pain? Gotta lose before you gain, that's the game. No shame. Unfazed, you just gotta keep going, that's the game.
It's definitely been a lot of ups and downs. It's only gonna get crazier, but I'm enjoying every second of it.
And I just think the sky's the limit.
You just gotta keep going, that's the game, that's the game.
Where we at, Roman?
South Tucson, we're by my grandma's house. Look what we got going on over here. Jeez. Oh, but I was talking about the adobe. You see that right there? How about that? That's my grandma. You see how it's like about to fall apart right there? It's just. We're at my grandparents' house, my nonna and tata. This is where it all happened. That's where I grew up. It's good.
What's up, bro?
How you been?
All right, what are you guys doing? Guys, you guys got the lighting, everything going. Wow. My name is Michael Bravo, and I'm Roman Bravo Young's grandfather. I helped Roman get in wrestling. One day we showed up at a freestyle tournament on a Saturday, and I said, you're wrestling, you and your brother. We had no wrestling experience, no practice, no planning. We didn't even own our own wrestling shoes at the time or our own singlets. So we purchased everything at that first Saturday tournament. Roman went out and he won the tournament. His brother won the tournament, and we decided that we'd never miss another tournament on Saturday. And then we came home and got to work and started practicing every day. They want to see Roman's his pull-down machine. Come right this way. These were the machines that Roman used to use, the pull-down machines and what have you. And I'd stand in this room right here with the window open. He'd be out here. I'd say, go out and give me 10 sets of 10. No questions asked, he'd come out. But you know, he was not bringing the bar down all the way, so I'd yell at him, pull it down further, start all over.
The training my grandpa put me through was damn near child abuse, he'd say.
I was the guy that carried the big stick, and I pushed him beyond expectations. I put him through some things that I don't know if your average parent would agree with some of the stuff that I had him do. I know that I'd take him to a mountain, hottest part of the day in June or July, and I'd have him start at the bottom of the mountain. I'd follow him on my car, and I'd just windows down, and I'd yell at him every step of the way, and pick it up, and you're not running fast enough. He never complained, never stopped running.
No kid wants to do pull downs all day, before dinner, after dinner. No one wants to run alone. No one else in my family is doing this but me, so it's just like, why am I doing this? But the wrestling aspect, you know, I've always really loved wrestling. I liked wrestling when I was little. I think it was more me following my grandpa. My grandpa's kids wrestled, my dad wrestled, so I kind of just got thrown into it, and I just stuck with it. My earliest memory being around wrestling with my grandpa is just a lot of hard work. You know, he coached a lot of guys, and the stuff he put them through was just grueling, and I saw it all the time. You know, it's a different generation now. You probably couldn't do some of the stuff he put them through. They would lock the door. It was just toughness, you know, gritty. He just worked them hard.
Oh my God, there's my crazy grandpa. Why am I doing all this stuff?
Wrestling was a part of life for us. I've always grown up around wrestling, wrestlers, been to several matches with my dad. I was also a manager once we got into high school for wrestling, and wrestling was just a way of life. I didn't know any other sport. I only knew wrestling.
So at the youth level, I only wrestled freestyle, and we only wrestled in Arizona. We just went to Saturday tournaments every Saturday, little freestyle tournaments. He'd take me everywhere. Me and my brother would go out, beat some cats up.
So Roman was 5 when he started wrestling, and I started both of my sons in wrestling, 5 and 6 years old. We were traveling every Saturday, no matter if we needed to rent a car or what, we did whatever we had to take to get in there. And that's where it all started. Since he's 5, he has not stopped.
I thought that you wrestle someone your own weight, it's an even match. There's no excuses. And I like that one-on-one combat, that challenge. All my sons wrestled, but now my grandsons wrestle.
Introduce us to what this is.
Okay, so this is a few of Roman's trophies that he's won through the years. These were at his younger ages that he won this. He won the Megatron. So I like that medal.
I was just here following my grandpa. I didn't know what I was gonna get out of it. You know, I'm just a little kid wrestling, and my brother wrestled with me too, and we were just coming here, and we just work out hard, wrestle each other, and we were just winning all the little tournaments growing up and stuff, but I never really knew how good I was or where I can get, but I just knew people always say, like, they see something in me, so.
Nationally, you know, you're one of the top guys in the country. What do you got to do to be the #1 guy in the country this
Keep
year?
on working hard every day, pushing yourself, getting out of your comfort zone every day, practice, lifting, everything.
What was home life? What was home life like for Roman growing up?
Okay. It was, even though he had grandma and grandpa over here that have been married for all these years, Roman really never knew his father growing up.
So my dad's never been a part of my life. I met him once or twice when growing up, maybe when I was like 4 or 5, but he's just never been a part of my life, and sometimes I wonder what it'd be like to have a father figure, you know, but it is what it is, but he's never been a part of my life. I know who he is though.
I met Roman's father at a freestyle wrestling tournament. It was at a high school in Phoenix, and Roman's father was like the new kid on the block. Every time his match came up, everybody in the gym would just kind of stop what they were doing. Hey, let's take a look at this new guy that's here. The tournament came on Saturday, and we weren't done with him. He ended up staying here for a couple more weeks. A couple more weeks turned into a month, and then the rest is history after that. He hooked up with my daughter sometime during that time, and lo and behold, we found out that my daughter was pregnant, and she was gonna have a baby, and that's Roman's older brother, Romigo.
Romigo was 3 months, and then I got pregnant with Roman. Me and his father weren't together. After I had Migo, we kind of ended it. However, I ended up pregnant with Roman. That was pretty much the end of mine and his relationship.
He was always very well dressed, very well spoken. He just had a way with the ladies, and there was just a lot of things that came from that. This one girl fell madly in love with him, and when she found out that he was living with my daughter, she almost took her own life. It was a touch and go situation. Those were the kind of distractions that got in his way.
I know my dad was a really tough wrestler. He was state champ here. He's from Minnesota. He went to Apple Valley, and he was pretty good. Everyone said he was super athletic, strong, fast, boot scooting people. And people always just tell me, like, sometimes I'll go to other tournaments and people are like, oh, I know your dad, he was so good. Sometimes he'll try coming back in my life or getting a hold of me or making all these false promises with me. He's never been there, so why come now? You know, I don't hold anything against him, but now that my name's out there a little bit, he wants to take credit for it and stuff like that.
Okay, make sure you take Nana to lunch, okay? Don't worry about me, I eat plenty. Come on. Come on.
I don't remember too much. I just know these trophies took in for a ride. Storage, house to house, you know, but I don't really like the trophies. I'm just like, they like to have them, keep them around, but I just don't really care for them that much.
I keep them around for memories. Those are your achievements. That's what you earned. They mean something to me. So as Roman started getting older, I had some demons that I was battling. I had an addiction problem.
So growing up, I lived with my mom. We were always bouncing house to house. I lived with my grandpa and grandma a lot. I called them Nana and Tata. But you know, there's 12 grandchildren in one house. At one point, there was 18 of us in one house. You know, my mom was living there too. My brother, sister, all my cousins, all sleep in one room. You know, my Nana's cooking for us all. My mom's there, and it's just loud. But it's definitely felt like I was the closest with my family at that time of my life. You know, we wake up, look over, we're all on the floor. We fight for the bed at night. My grandma would come in, wake us all up with her little song she does. There was 6 dogs too, so there was just a lot going on.
You know, we had some challenges as far as maybe a couple disagreements in the family. Things got pretty crazy. You know, it's always rough when you're looking for the government for assistance, right? Because you can't give to your kids, you know, because you're not okay. That was hard for them. That was really hard for my son, for all my kids.
I knew that they would fight about just money, who's paying this. Like I said, sometimes my mom had her mind focused on other things, and when my mom ran away, none of us knew where she went, you know. We didn't have phones back then, and she kind of just got up and left, and it was just, she's been to rehab a couple times, and we just had to go with my grandpa. It's just, that was a lot of problems back then.
You don't have to be a product of your environment, right? Just because I'm an addict doesn't mean you have to be an addict.
We'd be crying, my sister would cry all the time, and it was just like, I would just always see her struggling. I didn't really understand what it was when I'm a kid, you know. I don't know really what's going on. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know who she talks to.
They didn't have my support, so I wasn't supporting them. I wasn't involved with their school. I was out of it. I wasn't in my right frame of mind. I couldn't take care of them properly. Sometimes it was a bean and rice because that's all we had. And with the help of my family, I was able to go into rehab and take care of my problem, but that was hard on my kids. I knew I needed to get better for them. Any last questions?
How do you feel right now?
I feel really good, Mark. I feel like a lot of stuff I released today. I needed to hear it to kind of get over it, you know? I think it was very healing for me. I think I had some healing just happened because I was talking about it. Yeah, I feel good. Thank you.
I remember meeting Coach Leon when I was in 8th grade. I came to a practice here, and he was the coach here. It looked like he wanted to be here, had energy coaching, I think, because he was just still young. My mom went here, my dad went here. My uncles were state champs, my dad was state champ. I always knew I was coming to Sunnyside, didn't really have a choice. And I knew that I wanted to be a state champ here just because that's what I was growing into. My grandpa put so much time here.
Huh? What's that? You want some smoke? I got this stupid microphone on, but yeah, otherwise I would. Hey, I give you the one leg wonder right here. Oh, Jesus. My name is Anthony Leone, and I'm the head wrestling coach at Sunnyside High School. I was lucky enough to be Roman's high school wrestling coach for 4 years and coached him a year before he came into high school as well. Sunnyside High School is like the New York Yankees of Arizona wrestling. Sunnyside Wrestling has produced more individual state champions than any other high school program. It's the most successful high school program of any kind in Arizona, and it continues to churn out just amazing athletes and, you know, state champion wrestlers and state championships every single year. Sunnyside High School's won 34 state championships in wrestling in about 40 years. And the other years, they finished second.
Hey, grab your guy, let's do it. 1, 2, 1, 2.
I was very closed off and quiet, so I didn't really let a lot of people in. It definitely took a while for me to really trust this guy, especially my grandpa too.
Coach Bravo, his grandfather Mike, trains young wrestlers hard. He's wrestling's equivalent to like a trainer, like a boxing trainer. Mike Bravo doesn't run programs. Mike Bravo doesn't run practices. Mike Bravo builds champions. And I know that Roman was no different, but I know that even Roman was maybe held to even the highest standard.
Up, up, up. Hey, nothing easy, nothing for free here. Nothing for free.
When I met Roman, when he was in 8th grade, 15 years old, he walked into this room for an off-season practice, and it was like he was a sponge. We were doing a lot of play wrestling at the time, and it was literally right after the high school season, and he just wanted to jump in, and I showed him 3 or 4 different things, and we worked a little bit on a couple things, and he was hooked.
And then he slowly kind of just was helping me out, showing me a little love, and over time we started getting a lot closer, and then next thing you know, I'm coming at 6 a.m., he's picking me up, we're hanging out.
We don't need to get too fancy, all right? Just continue to pound the fundamentals. Practice time tomorrow, 8 a.m. for who wants in, all right? You want Mimi's or chocolate milk and undie time, you're watching cartoonies, don't worry about it. 8 a.m. if you want to get better. 8 a.m. if you want to get better, you want to have some fun. 8 a.m. tomorrow. You gonna talk RB?
Yeah, RBY.
No? Keep having fun with it. Okay, well, in response to that, bet. Yeah, let's go. Champs on 2, 1, 2, champ! Roman's second 8th grade year was spent in pajama pants, both doing video games and going to wrestling practice.
So I did 8th grade twice. That was my grandpa's decision. Whatever he says is going, so I don't really have a choice. But he thought I was a little bit small to be 106 pounder, and he thought it would just be best to hold me back.
The plan was for him to work out 3 or 4 times a day with this crazy grandfather. Roman developed a real strong tie to these video games, and let me tell you, he got really good at them.
show y'all my driving skills. Well, I got 5 speeding tickets. All I did was play Demolition in Modern Warfare 3. Stayed up all night. I was like, at one point, I was like 100 in the world.
He was playing with kids all over the country, and he had the headset. He had everything. He had it all going on. The only thing was, sometimes he'd stay up until 3, 4, 5, probably even further, longer than that. And then Grandpa was coming at 8 o'clock, come hell or high water. I was picking you up, we were gonna go work.
Even if we had a lift in the morning, we'd go to bed at like 3 a.m., lift at 8, come back, sleep, go to practice again, come back home, start gaming, stay up all night, and repeat every day. At one point, I did want to be a professional gamer, you know, looked at the good life. So I didn't go to school for a whole year, nothing.
Roman, he really took some time to learn and to kind of remold himself. And I think he came back, you know, from that 2nd, 8th grade year, just a completely different wrestler as a freshman in high school.
Going into high school, I always knew I wanted to be a 4-time state champ because there wasn't a lot of them. I kind of just took it day by day. You know, I was still gaming my freshman year. Everyone always been like, you ready? People been waiting for this, to see you wrestle in that Sunnyside Blue Devil single. You've been around it your whole life. After my 8th grade year, I got back. I was like, it's time.
All right, here we go. We got Roman Bravo Young. There's a nice crossface, but does a great job as Bravo Young getting out, and he's close to a reversal. Are we gonna see it? There's a reversal.
In Arizona, as a high school wrestler, Roman was unchallenged.
Of course, coming in as a freshman, you know, everybody at Sunnyside wants to be a state champ. That's the big thing, right? I want to be a state champ.
His freshman year, he beat a Fargo champion in the finals of state, and it wasn't very close. You know, I think he majored him, may have tech faulted him, I don't know, but Roman didn't have a tough match.
After he won it his freshman year, of course, you know, the next thing was to win it a 2nd year in a row.
How hard is it to defend the national title? Everyone's gunning for you, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. Every match is like, feels just like this match, but I just got to keep going, getting used to it.
The expectations I had for Roman were simple, and that was for him to go to college, because I knew that was something that hadn't really been done in his family, and there's been a lot of really good Bravo wrestlers, but those guys needed to have, you know, somebody like Roman go to college and, you know, wrestle at the Division I level.
As he got older and they started traveling at the national level and Roman was winning national titles, we wanted to get Roman to the next level so that he can make it to college. 1st generation college. My first kid going to college, I wanted him to go to college. That was my goal.
Introducing first, wrestling out of the green corner, a 2-time state champion, a multiple-time national champion, and a cadet world team trials performer, and wrestling out of Sunnyside, Arizona, Roman Bravo Young.
Get someone as good as Roman Bravo Young.
And an attack, double attack for Roman Bravo Young. He gets behind and he's going to go takedown.
Roman didn't want college at all. In fact, we were at a tournament having dinner, and a college coaching buddy of mine turns to Roman and says, hey, what school are you going to go to? Roman may have been a freshman or an 8th grader at the time. And Roman says, I'm not going to college. And he pressed him a little bit. Why not? You're obviously so talented. You just won a tournament, 128-person bracket. And Roman said, I'm going to be a professional video game player.
I said, no, I'm going to be a gamer. I had no desire to wrestle in college, never thought about it. I didn't watch it. I didn't know any college wrestlers. I didn't even know what Penn State was. Knowing my family's graduated, been to college. It's not something that I was growing into, even my high school. None of my friends, none of the people I'm around, no one really goes to college here.
He goes back to back and gets Arizona another title.
So that's his 3rd time on the Fargo big stage, his 3rd Fargo stop sign.
Money on the stage.
Money on the stage, and he's going to try to do it again here in a couple days in freestyle, go 4 for 4 in cadet Fargo titles. That's a mighty impressive accomplishment.
Hey, Roman, this way, buddy.
I was about 15, 16 when this happened, you know, just driving. So I'm pulling up this way. They're getting out of the car right there. It's kind of like a switcheroo. Someone came at me, pulled out a gun at me. They put him in the car. Intense, and it's kind of like, what do I do? I don't want to leave my boy behind, but then that's my life on the line, so I just got out of the way quick.
What happened? Like, did they rob him or beat him up or just let him go?
Just took everything. Took everything and just threw him out of the car. Maybe 10, 15 minutes later, then my friend calls me like, I got jacked, I don't have nothing on me, and then they were freaked out. And then finally, we linked back up over here at the Walgreens. Last weekend, there was a shooting at a club downtown, and it's just so common here. I don't know what it is, and I don't know why people feel that type of way, but it's just, you know, I've never been in a situation like that. You know, my adrenaline's rushing. I've never felt that. You know, it's a lot different talking about getting a gun pulled on you when it actually happens. And so it was just definitely an intense moment in my life.
I can speak to when I first started coaching Roman, there was some trauma there. You know, he had gone through some stuff and he'd seen some stuff. South Tucson, imagine people laying down with needles in their arm. Imagine drugs. Imagine crime. Imagine prostitution and seedy hotels and motels, and just not a great place to raise kids. Not a place that, you know, you can really feel good about raising kids, raising a family. But, you know, there's good people there, but it's a tough place.
I was born and raised in the city of South Tucson. The city of South Tucson is a quarter square mile. We're a city within a city. So we have our own police department, our own fire department, and definitely poverty. We have a lot of homelessness, a lot of drug addiction, a lot of drug users. It was, hold on, give me a second. So I had an older brother, Michael, who passed away in 2000. And my brother was a state champ, he had a job, and my brother was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. And my brother just got mixed up with the wrong people, and he's no longer with us anymore.
Most things I saw as a kid growing up, you know, was just violence, guns, drugs all the time, you know. All my friends smoked, Xans, coke, done it all, fighting, just people who don't care, and they just did all that stuff, and that's just what we're surrounded with out here.
Moving around from place to place, Roman kind of grew up hard. Roman's story is very similar to a lot of kids in South Tucson. The only difference is he's made the best out of every single thing he's ever been given.
I've seen it all, but I think all that stuff just kind of molded me into who I am today. I've seen a lot of stuff, and I know that in my mind, when I go out there, that no one's been through the stuff that I've been through. So it's kind of made me who I am.
We're at Rincon High School. It's 28-0 so far. About to be halftime, so hopefully we can pull out a dub here. He hasn't won a game yet all season, so we're winning. What's up? How you doing?
How are you?
Good. These are the people coming to your house tomorrow. Flow guys. They're gonna get us on the film. You gotta look good. Come on. I'm at the game. Outta Sanchez's wife. She's just as sporting like I am. And watching the game. The same CNN channel has been on 24/7.
It's MSNBC.
MS is on 24/7, all day long.
You knew what was going on in the world, that's for sure, huh?
Yep, sure did. Food on the table every night. Make sure my homework's done. Just keep me in line. And pretty much like my second mom, you know, when I moved in there. Did a lot for me. Watch him rip these kids a new one at halftime, though. Supporting Coach Sanchez, you know, he's the head coach.
He's the head coach?
Yeah, head coach.
Dang.
He's always supported me, so I just thought it'd be cool for me to come back, support him and his guys while I'm back in town, and it's cool to be here. You know, I know he puts a lot of energy into his guys, so it's just awesome to support him, show him how much I care for him. I've known him my whole life, but I really got tied with him when I moved in with him. And yeah, we really have a good bond, and it's kind of like a father figure to me. Just say what's up.
What's up, brother?
Chilling.
What a fake thing.
It's all good. It's
so how you doing?
Good, chilling. It's all for the video.
What time
yeah.
did you get in?
Oh, last night.
Last night? You stayed in months?
Yeah. I'll be there at your place tonight. We got the interviews tomorrow, so.
Yeah. Good.
Looking good so far.
Yeah. No, they're not very good, you know. But we got some kids we're gonna put in and see how they do.
Love that. Sweet. Skip, bro. How you doing? I just want to say what's up.
All right, man. We'll see you. I'll talk to you in a bit.
Yep.
I just remember, I was just fed up, and there's a lot of stuff going on, seeing little things that bothered me. I just got up and left. You know, I'm leaving. I'm going to my grandpa's house. I mean, I kind of really didn't want to be there, and I just moved in with a coach named Sanchez.
This is where he stays. This is his room. He'd grab a chair when he got one of those comfortable chairs, and he'd sit here, and he just played games all night, all night.
Coach Richard Sanchez is a legendary coach in Tucson. He coached the Sunnyside Blue Devil wrestling team to 5 state championships. He was an assistant coach for 10 state championships. He then transitioned into football and became a 2-time state championship coach for the Sunnyside Blue Devils. So just an absolute coaching legend. He's just a person that loves to help kids.
There's a lot of kids that needed help. And one particular kid that comes to my mind, I told my wife, I says, man, I'd like to help him. And Coach Leon was driving, I was in the passenger seat. I don't know if he had picked me up and we were doing something. He just said, hey, Roman needs a place to stay. What do you think? I said, I'll take him. And that was it.
It was only me at the house. It was just me, him, and his wife and his dogs. I had my own room, I had a TV. Anna Sanchez, she had dinner made every night. They asked about my homework and do you need rides anywhere? And they just showed me a different amount of love.
I talked to him a lot about when I was growing up, and I was the first graduate out of my family, and how that's helped me so I think all of that helped him and realize, look, that's the kind of life I want. Every day when we'd get home and we're sitting at the table, it was, how was your day? How did school go? How are your classes? Are you keeping up with your studies?
My freshman year, I had Fs, didn't really do good. Then my sophomore year, a little bit better. Your GPA was so low for you got to get straight A's. And then that was that. And you know, I got straight A's since I had to bring my GPA up, and I got straight A's for the rest of high school.
We're the last one because someone on the table with all the sweets. It's up. Finish that. 2.
I remember being introduced to college wrestling by Leon because he wrestled at Lindenwood, so he always like showed me and talked to me about it and stuff like that. I think I was watching videos, and, you know, it's funny because I'd actually be watching Ed Ruth, and I would just see all the people in the stands, like these dudes just taking down people down at ease, and I'd get so hyped watching it, like just seeing them, all the fans, and it's just, dang, that's crazy. I was like, hopefully that could be me one day.
There was a little bit more emphasis on nutrition and rest, and a little bit more of a conditioned athlete, I'd say.
He just kept getting better. He just kept working harder.
Roman finished his high school career 182-0, unblemished, 4-time state champion. They call him the greatest wrestler in Arizona history.
I remember my phone blowing up. I was getting a lot of calls. I didn't know what college was. I didn't know, like, why do they want me?
He was just like, well, we'll see, play it by ear. Kill was coming down to fight ready to look at Brandon Courtney. take a look at him.
And I drove Roman up to Phoenix to wrestle in this practice set, and Roman was wrestling around with Brandon Courtney, and I think Kale was even there to see Brandon Courtney and not Roman. I'm not even sure he knew who Roman was at the time.
And it kind of backfired on him because Roman went and cleaned up.
And he put a beat down on Courtney. Well, Kale left fight ready thinking, I want Bravo Young.
I remember that car ride home, we talked about the different methods of training. You know, at the time, Penn State was rolling. And we talked about Kale, you know, and I told him what I know about Kale and what I know about what they were doing at Penn State. And he was intrigued. He wanted to know more.
But it's kind of always just been Penn State. My grandpa really liked them. It was the best of the best.
We had a graduation party for him. He was so excited because he was going to go to college, so he said, I'm leaving. And he got homesick, you know. I mean, he went so far away, and you know, the culture's different.
We're in State College, PA. This is my house. Gonna take you guys around campus and have a little fun today.
You all over my face right now. See this? He's playing dirty.
Tony, he's funny. He's very competitive. You know, we play video games. If I beat him, we got to play 20 times until he wins. Like the Call of Duty game, if I beat him 8 times, beat him every day, we got to play another 8 before bed. So he's just very competitive. You know, he's a good guy though. Uncle Tony's son, he's a great dad, takes care of us, and he's just a good person, and I love being around him a lot.
Oh my gosh, you gotta put that in the.
I just want to make sure everyone that I'm cool with is having a good time I'm close with, and they get to experience what I get to experience. When I got to Penn State, I graduated March 24th, I think 2018, and I went to Penn State the next day. Woke up, flew out there. I didn't know anyone. Started training in the summer, and it was just like, it didn't feel right. I was just like, I don't know if this is what I want to do. I miss my mom. I had a girlfriend back here. We started classes, we're walking everywhere, we're doing all this. It was college scene, college works hard, different. The wrestling room, the culture was different. Obviously I'm coming from out here to Penn State, it was just a big culture shock. So then after summer school, I came back home. I text Coach Cody. So yeah, I don't know if I want to go back. Had some talks with my mom.
We always text and snap. Me and Roman snap all day long. I was excited for him. I was excited for his future and for all the first times that he was gonna have in college. But I was also nervous.
Eventually they got me to go back. Now I love it, but it definitely took a while for me to get used to. Just warming up, baby.
All right, guys, we're here at 133 pounds at the Southern Scuffle. We have Roman Bravo Young.
Looks for it again. Bravo Young, too quick.
It's my first year at Penn State. I wrestled true freshman, and got put into the fire. You know, 133 is always tough. Just so many get lightweights, and it's just always a scrap in a battle. I just remember my freshman year, I was just so nervous and just so scared. Like, I'm really wrestling for Penn State. I'm alongside Nolf, Bo Nickel, Mark Hall, and Chenzo. I was always quiet. I never say nothing in the wrestling room. I was just, never smile. It was just, people are like, are you happy? Kel would be like, why don't you smile? I never put a smile on her face. I just never smile. I was gonna just get my work in, get out. Get my work in, get out. I'm still like that today, you know. I go to practice, got my headphones on, do my little jump rope, and I'm just, get my work in, and then I get out. I was just always trying to be like them. I was just nervous all the time, like, do I belong here? I feel like I don't belong here. The dudes are going out there, painting guys at ease. Bo Nickel don't even need to warm up, just get that paint and get off the mat. You're just like, do I belong here? Do I really want to do this? And I took quite a bit of losses my freshman year. I took like 4 or 5.
Right? As he gets snapped down, look at where he placed his head. It's right in the collarbone. Coming double under, stepping through. Can he get it? He's got him! Is his toes in? Toes are in. Are they going to give anything? He's on his back. Oh, he's close to the fall. Roman Bravo Young in big trouble and is tight. Can Austin Gomez? He's got the pin.
I went to nationals, took 8th. I lost to DeSanto second round, and then I came back All-American. That was cool. But then I lost three after I made the All-American, so I was like 3-3 or something like that. And I was just like, do I want to do this? This is hard. I told Sanchez, I was like, this is different. This is another level. We went to practice, and I remember everyone's looking at their phones, and Nikhil just said, NCAA is canceled. I remember Chenzo and Mark, they kind of just walked out. I got in the hot tub, and kind of just refreshing Twitter and Instagram. I remember I made a post. I was kind of upset, but you know, Kale was just like, could be a lot worse. So I wasn't really too upset. I called my mom, I was like, I'm just gonna come home. You know what am I gonna do out here? School's almost over. And I was like, you know what, I'm leaving. Got on a flight within the next couple hours, and I just came home.
Roman came home the day NCAAs were canceled. He got on a plane, and we spent the whole pandemic here with a couple of his friends, and they trained, they lifted, and we stayed safe during the pandemic. I cooked a lot of food for the boys. I washed a lot of clothes.
My relationship with my mom today is a lot better. We're closer. Try to help her out, you know. Go do some camps, get a little bit of money, give her some, and it just makes me happy that we're a lot closer.
There was a time in mine and Roman's relationship where I thought he was gonna give up on me. I started to show Roman what I'm all about, because he hadn't lived with me for so long. Not only do I get up and cook and clean and doing some things that I might not have done when he was a child, or he might not have seen that freshman or sophomore year. So it was a sense of, hey Roman, this is what I'm all about. Let's build from here. This is what I have to offer you. That's how he started staying here with me, and he goes back and forth to Sanchez's house, but I always like when he stays here with me.
NCAA's getting canceled just goes to show that anything can be taken away, even when you put so much work in. Now I'm just grateful for everything.
Roman helps lift me up every day. That's a constant. He does that for me. It's not only, hey, look where I'm going, but come on, let's all get there. You know, let's all get to that level.
Yeah, I've grown a lot mentally, physically, got bigger, I lifted, and more mature now, and I think I understand wrestling a bit more and what I'm training for, stuff like that. Now I know what I'm going to every match, I know what the NCAA is like, so I think I got a lot under my belt.
All right, 133-pound finals underway. Roman Bravo Young of Penn State. Nice attack from Bravo Young, elevates the leg, trips.
And Bravo Young comes scrambling in on the legs and finally does secure him and gets behind for the initial takedown.
Bravo Young trying to climb those rankings. He had the big win on Friday.
Taking on Roman Bravo Young, Penn State in the Navy. Whoa, double stings him, gets it right away. What a takedown for Roman Bravo Young. He strikes first and will sit out. There's the escape.
When I decided I want to be an NCAA champion was after my freshman year in college. I mean, yeah, everyone says I want to win NCAAs, but after my freshman year of college, going to NCAAs for my first time, being there and seeing it, I was like, wow, I need to get one of these. I don't care if I get 1, 2, I don't care if I never win again, I need to get one. So I just put everything into my training. It's just like, I need to make it happen. I want to say I don't believe in myself, but I never really say like, I'm gonna be this or be that. It's kind of just like, I need to go make it happen. But I never really had a moment where I believed, but I knew that if I just keep working, I know I can make it happen.
Roman Bravo Young. Oh,
I've always known who Dayton Fix is, just watching freestyle wrestling, UWW. He was the king of making world teams, winning everywhere. He was just always winning, you know, he's the top dog, and he's always been a top dog.
There's not a day that goes by that I haven't been thinking about March and winning that national title. You know, I'm in the best shape of my life. People aren't just gonna let me go out there and score points on them. People are going to fight, and they're going to headbutt, and they're going to do whatever they have to do to beat me. But at the end of the day, if I get my hand raised, that's all that matters.
Yeah, so looking at the brackets this year, I knew it was going to be me and Fix. After Big Tens, obviously I beat DeSanto, so that put me at the 2, and we were both undefeated. And I knew it was probably going to be me and him.
Growing up, or even into college, did you believe you were on the same level as Dayton Fix?
I never believed I was on the same level, but I know I can do things that a lot of people can't.
Roman Bravo Young emerges victorious at 133, number 1 versus number 2, the top seed Dayton Fix.
Jump levels, since my freshman year I took 8th and now I'm in the finals, so I'm gonna go out there, let it fly, right? I'm in the finals, why not? I'm gonna put on a show, that's what I like to do, and it's gonna be a fun match, I'll tell you that much. I'm excited.
Heading into the NCAA finals, it was just grateful. I was just excited, I'm in the finals. I'm about to, damn, there's a lot of work that's been put into this. There was no game plan, and I was just like, let's go, game time.
Versus number 2 to get things started here at 133.
Yeah, Fix does like to force wrestling, getting flurries. He's really good at anticipating moves, and you better be good going against RBY.
So when the match started, I remember I was nervous as shit. I was scared. I was like, damn, this is crazy. I felt him, he's strong. I know he wants his lefty high crotch and his left side, so I was just ready for that. And there was no score the first period. In the second period, I was just like, I need to ride this dude. I never ridden out someone for 2 minutes before, but I need to do it. It's the only way I can maybe have a chance to beat this guy, because it's gonna be hard to take him down. And found a way to ride. It's still crazy to me, because I've never ridden out someone for 2 minutes before like that.
Scoops that leg up again, showing great balance. Big period here for Roman Bravo Young, Penn State.
The accumulation of 2 minutes of riding time for Penn State's Roman Bravo Young.
In the third period, he cut me, and then I remember getting a stall call.
45!
Then next thing you know, 10 seconds later, I get another stall call.
Of RBY defending right now a potential national championship.
Oh, wow. And another stall call. That's huge.
Then the score's tied. I'm just like, what just happened? I had to stay calm. Went back to the center. Now we're in overtime.
It's sudden victory in this first 60-second period. The first score wins it.
Just waiting for a re-attack, because that's what I'm good at.
When everybody thinks you're going to win, I think it's a tough place to be, and Roman had nothing to lose, and he's sneaky good. He's sneaky good. I always say this about Roman, he could beat anybody in the world once. Roman makes great in-match adjustments. He's just super smart. I was walking into the little backstage area of the Arizona State tournament, and I find a group of people surrounding his grandfather.
So we're all there in overtime, and the little flurry happens, and then the ref goes 2, and I just heaved it up in the air, right? Dove face down on the concrete.
So I jump in and I'm like moving people away. Well, his grandpa was like passed out on the ground because he had jumped up out of his chair, flung himself to the ground, and was like crying hysterically.
Beside myself, and oh my God, I can't believe it, this and that, the problem, coach, and they're crying, everybody's crying.
He grabbed me.
I said, coach, and I jumped in his arms,
And he hugged me for like 15 minutes. I remember kind of popping up and my shirt was wet because of his tears. It was like the rawest, most joyous moment of anybody's life. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
The sense of pride, a sense of accomplishment. After all our hard work, everything we've done, the sacrifices that we made as a family to get him there, it all paid off. It was all worth it. That's when I knew, everything that I struggled and everything that I've done came full circle,
feels amazing. You know, I put a lot of work into this people don't see, and you know, it's a lot of pressure sometimes, but got it done, and now I'm a national champ forever. It means a lot, especially for my family and my people back home.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So we are here today celebrating Roman's graduation and his second national championship.
Graduated 2 weeks ago, and it was cool. My family was there. You know, we had 16 people cramped up in my little apartment. We made it work, and you know, like I said, my mom, my aunt, my little cousins all drove 36 hours. So they're living through me sometimes. So sometimes, however I can get back to them is awesome, and they love that. They ate it up, and you know, it means a lot to them. So I just want to keep this Bravo pipeline legacy or whatever I'm building for my own family. Just keep it going.
Speaking of myself, I'm so proud of the kid that he's done it. He went out and he just didn't go across town. I mean, he went across country, graduating from a prestigious university like Penn State, and, you know, can't beat it.
So to have Roman be the first, it's just a blessing. My wife and I are extremely proud of him. Our whole family is extremely proud of him, but he's the first. So it means everything to us.
Oh, our relationship is pretty good. Yeah, it's gotten really, really good.
My relationship with my mom today, you know, it's a lot better. Yeah, you know, I just try to help her and just try to be what's missing, and just, like I said, just be a positive impact on them, and especially with my mom. Everything's gotten better, and we're a lot closer.
You know, this is Rich Castillo, and he played a big part of my journey and where I've ended up. You know, he's helped me a lot growing up. A lot of tournaments we went to. He's the man behind coming up with the money and the funds, and you know, used to travel long ways, stayed in Motel 6s with 10 people, and we just found a way.
2 undefeated seasons. Now this year was a full season, undefeated season. You know, that's not something easy. It wasn't really about silencing people, but more just proving people that, you know, I am one of the best college wrestlers in the country. You know, so. You know, if anything, it's just me proving myself right, and I know how hard I work. I wasn't there, but he fell on the floor when I won my first title, and now he fell on the floor again for my second title. And
second time it was a little easier because we were on the carpet, so I just really let myself go.
He stole the show. I feel like everyone was like, "Your grandpa's funny." He was laid on the floor, posted that on Instagram, and me, I know all the work and time and dedication he's put into me. So me winning, me graduating, us celebrating tonight is just more for my family.
Memorable experiences for sure. Just so grateful, blessed. What a journey my grandson has taken us all on.
When he got into high school, he was like, I'm not going to college. He got into college, he's like, I'm just kind of doing this. And I think that he's going to start the next chapter of his life, and it could be mixed martial arts, it could be pursuing the Olympic dream, and it's going to be like one of those things where he tells people, it's not even that big of a deal. He's got the work ethic of the hardest working guy in the room and the talent to match. And I just think the sky's the limit.
Every day I look back and just wake up and say, how did I get to where I'm at? It's crazy. You know, I've been training with Dom for a year now.
You know, in Tucson, I grew up in the trailer park, Vista del Norte, off Limberlost. Anybody who lives out here, I went to Flowing Wells High School, did my school there. He went to Sunnyside. He was on the south side. We were on, you know, close to the same areas. But what it comes down to is passion, heart, and spirit. If you don't have those things, it's hard to get out of a place where you're already kind of, when your mom, your dad, your mom's mom and dad come from no money and working 9 to 5 every day of their life, their entire life, like my parents are. You know, we're on a path to doing what we want to create from the same hometown with, I think, a lot of the similar drive from coming from family and coming from nothing and wanting to prove that, put Tucson on the map, put our family on the map, and make something better for us and our families.
I came to the place for the race, so I can't slow down, no. I'll be breaking wind at 100 degrees. I'm flying the jet, on the wings. On my head, but I'm a king.
You just got to believe in yourself. I think mental's the biggest thing. and it's all the ups and downs are part of life, the wins and losses, you know, get back up, and we're all just trying to get through this life together. And that's just one thing I tell myself. This is just my story. I'm just trying to get through it. Pretty much just writing my own story.
Yeah.